A show that tackles the big issues affecting the BVI and the rest of the Caribbean. Searches for answers to today's big questions and gives viewers a unique perspective on developing stories. Follow the big story with me, Kathy Richards, only on JTV. This show is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Cyril B. Romney Tertola Pier Park, NV Salon Spa Nail and Barbershop, HOV Medical, and Digicel. Sign up for Digicel Plus Home Light Bundles, faster internet, movies, and sports. This is The Big Story. I'm Kathy Richards. I want to thank you so much for joining us for this edition. In studio with me are a group of men who are into rugby, and would you believe that the man behind Mail, Henderson Tittle, hijacked someone who came on their vacation. I want to take this pleasure to welcome you all to the set, Henderson Tittle. We had a conversation this morning and I did not wholeheartedly agree with you, but then again I agreed with you. It's a pleasure to have you all. Welcome. Yes, Mr. Rugby. Could you all introduce yourselves to me, please?
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Yes.
My name is Victor. I work for SHRM Trustees, which is one of the main sponsors for this summer program that we're doing. I'm also part of the BVI rugby team, so I've been doing it for a while, since I was 16 or so. So, thank you.
And you, Max?
Yeah, so my name's Noel Maxwell. So I'm an ex-rugby player from New Zealand. Then I've been coaching from maybe the last 15 years and doing some work with children around around the world. And so I've come to BVI to check it out.
Okay.
And I'm Henderson Tittle, not the kidnapper, not the kidnapper, Cathy. I understand that he was visiting the BVI, and why not? Once he's in the BVI, you know what we do in the BVI. You come to the BVI, you have a gift, you have a talent, we want you to share it with us. So we decided to just have this camp, team up with the rugby team, and SHRM, one of our main sponsors, decided to jump on board, and that's where we are today.
Okay, so you knew of Norm before he got to the BVI?
Yes, I heard he was coming through the grapevine.
You see?
And we want to expose the youths to this side of the sports, because not too many of our young folks are involved in rugby. And since he's going to be here, he's a professional. We have Victor, who's been around for a while, who's been doing rugby. Why not? Let's expose the kids, the boys and the girls, to a session of rugby, and let's see how it goes. And we have a lot of sessions that we're going to be going to the different islands, and we probably will talk a little bit about that.
Okay, so before we get to that discussion as to what exactly you're going to be doing, I want to understand from you the extent of rugby here in the Virgin Islands. You said you've been playing from a kid. So help us to understand to what extent do we have rugby played here in the Virgin Islands?
We actually have I wouldn't say professional, but we have an international team. We travel around the world. It's taken me some places: Hong Kong, USA, Mexico, all over the Caribbean. Played a few games here and there, but it's not that big in the local population. But the expats and most of the local expat kids, we play along. So as I said, I've been playing here for since I was 16, so over a decade, and I think it needs to be out there, but it's not being put out there how it's supposed to be. So I guess I hope in this program, but carry it out there and the rest of the kids can enjoy it as much as I did.
So you think over the years it has been growing though?
Yeah, we've been working on it. At the moment, we lost our RDO, or Rugby Development Officer, but we should be getting one sometime in August. So we're just practicing for now with ourselves. Nobody else there besides the team shows up, pass the ball around and so on. So yeah.
Okay, so the spirit of rugby, Anderson, why you thought it was such a good opportunity to capitalize on Norm and from your main sponsor SHRM here to work with young men? Why do you think that you should encourage young men to be in rugby?
Because it's not just the sports, but it teaches discipline, self-respect, And that's some of our core values. Male is built on these core values. So when I learn about Norm core values and what he stands for, his principles, it just come in line with what we're doing, because we're talking about respect, discipline, integrity, and that's what rugby is. And it's a spirit. The reason why we say it's a spirit, it carries, it goes, and it lives within you, because once it gets in you, you're able to live it out, and that's why we call it. And I think it was Norm idea that we say, you know what's a good team? Yeah, the spirit of rugby, and we just grab it because it sounds good, it felt good. Yeah, let's use the spirit of rugby.
And from your perspective, tell me about the spirit of rugby from your experience.
Yeah, well, I sort of draw from my own experience with the game. So I started playing, well, in New Zealand it's our national sport, so we play it from, it's like football or cricket in some of these other countries. We are born with a rugby ball, so it's something we play all the time. And so for me as a young child, it really supported me to learn about myself, you know, and it was a time in my life where I was a little bit lost, and so it gave me a sense of belonging, but also became a vehicle for me to learn about myself, you know. So after many years of playing, it's sort of, it can be a, you know, it can be a vehicle for self-discovery, and so this is what I'm interested in. It's not just a sport, it's about sort of learning about yourself.
Okay, and since you've been working with kids for quite a number of years, what are some of those beautiful stories that you would have heard from children to hold on to that phase, the spirit of rugby?
That's right. And so just recently I've done some work with a beautiful club in India. So it's called Kilo Rugby Club, and so they are a very interesting group of young people. They sort of work in a very poor area in Kolkata, so and they use rugby as a vehicle for support for the well-being of the community. So the kids sort of just come and they love playing rugby, and so they get sort of signed up, the ones that are really keen, and supports them with identifying needs within the community and working together to be able to support sort of families in need and people that are sort of struggling, you know. So it's about the community as well. So the game sort of allows them sort of to connect together, and sort of that group, what can they do to sort of support others that are in need in that community. So it's not just a sport, you know.
Oh, okay.
It could be anything, but rugby's a good sport. Better than, you know, and better than sometimes the physicality of the sport actually supports you to sort of create trust, because you need to like rely on each other. So rugby is a good vehicle for that. Yeah.
Okay, have you worked in the Caribbean before?
Yeah, I was here last year for a week.
Oh.
And that's sort of why I fell in love with sort of some of the people here, and this is why I agreed to come back. But I didn't really do too much rugby then. I did a speech. This time it's going to be a lot different. It's going to be it's going to be amazing. I like with Mr. Tittle here. It's just the spirit's infectious, you know. And same with Reed Thurlow, which was he's been kind enough to really support us to come here and to share with you guys. Also, I'm here with my younger sister. You can't see her on the camera, so I've been blessed to be able to, for me, rugby's about family, and so to have my sister here is, and to help out. She's going to do some New Zealand cultural stuff. So we have a thing called the haka. So if people want to learn how to do the haka, it's...
is it a dance?
Yeah, it's sort of like a dance. She probably can explain it more than I. So we're going to work with that if the kids are keen on doing that. But the other thing I'd like to say as well is it's not just males, it's also females, you know. So it's a growing sport in New Zealand, I mean around the world, the female side of it. So we're more than happy. She was really excited to hear that some young women are signing up for it as well. So we'll work together, yeah.
Awesome. So you came last year and you enjoyed the spirit of the Virgin Islands, so you had to come back. So Henderson, you want to give us a quick rundown as to what exactly is going to be happening, what the program looks like?
Well, as we speak, Cathy, registration and the kids are already gathering. So today is the kickoff, the first day. We are at the O.A. Shirley Recreation Ground. So we're going to be there today, tomorrow, and then Thursday we're going to be there, and actually from 9 until 3:30. We have a break in the midday, we have our lunch, and then we go over to the center, the multipurpose complex, where we will do a little indoor training, see a little game, how the plays are on the big screen, how they normally do their stuff. Then on Friday, we're going to take a group of some of the young men across to Anegada to meet with some of the folks over there in Anegada. So we're going to spend Friday, Saturday, and come back Sunday evening. So we're going to be in Anegada for the weekend. Then we come back to the A.O. Shirley ground on Monday. Then we're going to be there Monday, we're going to be there Tuesday, and then we head down to Coppools Bay on Wednesday of next week, where we're going to take some, children from down there. So Wednesday, Thursday, we're going to be on Coppools Bay. Then we're going to head over for the weekend again. We're going to head over to Just Van Dyke. So that's week 2. Then come back to week 3. We come back to the O.A. Shirley Recreation Ground. We're going to be there for Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday we go back to Coppools Bay. Thursday, and then the weekend again we go to Virgin Gorda. So all of the weekends are scheduled for our off island. We have coordinators in Anegada, Mr. Keith Vanterpool. He's one of our coordinators there. And then we have our coach over in Just Van Dyke. We have Mr. Herbert in Virgin Gorda, who is coordinating there for us. So we're going to be going around in the BVI, the British Virgin Island. He's not going to come here this time and just talk. Last year he came here and he gave a good speech, and we enjoyed the speech. This time he's going to work. he's going to run up a little. He's going to show the kids some skills. And for those parents who might have a little fear about the rugby and they hear about rugby, because there's a negative side. People talk, but it's not just that. No, it's not just that. And you hear him mention about the trust. That's where the trust develop, because then your partner will protect you. Your partner watch your back. So it's also teaching the children some principles. And I don't think he's gonna have your son bouncing up against no, he's not that, and he can speak for himself. So those parents who might have a little fear, rest assured that your children will be safe. We are not going to do anything crazy. We're smarter than that. You can trust us.
Okay, I know rugby carries some sort of gears, like when you're playing, you'll be having them in gears, or it's just it's just the initial introductory.
Yeah, that's stuff. More American football you're talking about there, with some pads and sort of things. Yeah, you do have some protective stuff with rugby, but no, it's more of an introduction into rugby. We're not going to be playing rugby. Okay. It's like we're going to be just learning the basics of it and playing a version called touch rugby. So all it is non-contact. So it's just touch and then you stop, Okay. Later on we can have a look into it, but it's mostly just learning what the game is, an introduction, and if they're keen on it, later on we can introduce some different aspects of the game.
In some instances, they say that rugby is a man's sport, but we know here that every sport is a man and a woman's sport. That's and right. I know male has evolved into the other arm of having female.
Yes.
Are they also going to be part of it?
We have for now. I think we have about 10 young ladies who have already indicate that they're interested and they want to be a part of it. And as you mentioned, it's the touch version of it. And it's totally different than the American football. The American football is a little bit more rough. Rugby is more on the softer side, and this version that he's going to be conducting is more of a touch. Yeah. So there's no pushing, and you just touch and you go, and then he's going to teach them the basic. So there's nothing to be afraid of. And again, even parents, you finish work, you want to come by and just take a look, see what's going on, you feel free so that you can make your decision, because I guarantee you when you come and you see exactly what he's doing, because it's more of the core values. We're just using the rugby as the vehicle. But it's basically the discipline, the trust, the integrity. That's what we're trying to build in the kid.
And so this based on the schedule that you would have read out, this goes about 3 to 4 weeks.
3 weeks, yes.
3 weeks. That tells me this ties into your
Summer
annual
camp.
summer camp
That's right.
that you usually do.
So at the end of this, we go straight in. This will finish about the 10th or so. We go straight into our summer camp, which is from the 12th. Move straight into our summer camp, which is a little different than the rugby version. So for this, we're focusing directly on the spirit of rugby, and we see the spirit of rugby, which is basically the introduction to rugby, so that you can get to know what it's all about. And you know, Kathy, what I'm excited about, this will open doors. You heard Victor mention he went to Hong Kong. I would love to go Hong Kong. I know some of the boys will love to go Hong Kong. So
And
this,
girls.
yes, so this is going to open doors for young men. You never know. One of them might love it. One of them might fall in love with it. There might be a scholarship involved in it. So there's a lot of opportunities, and there's a lot of doors that are just waiting to be opened. And you never know. Norm might just be the one to open the door and say, hey, come on in. I met you in the BVI. So you never know.
Awesome, awesome. For parents who are listening, and even young children in general who are listening this, and they know that they are not members of male or female, but they find an interest and they want to be a part, can they?
Yeah, Kathy, we have folks who have never come to male, because it's not a male thing. Male is just collaborating with the Rugby Association and SHRM, but it's not a male thing per se. We want to make it, and this is just the beginning, because we want to make this an annual something. So we're just collaborating, working together to offer this to our young folks. So if you don't even have to be a member of male, and again, Kathy, we have already signed up some folks who are not member of male. As a matter of fact, there's a camp that is going on in Anigada right now. And the young lady is saying to us, when you come to Anigada the Friday, come straight to our camp. So she's saying, come straight to our camp and spend some time with our camp and have the kids exposed to what you're doing. So it's not just a male thing. It's a community effort, and that's what we're trying to do.
Are there any costs attached in any way?
If you want to make a donation, because Male is a non-profit organization, we welcome the donation because it will help in some way. But there's not a cost. And I don't know if I'll get in trouble to say this, but the SHRM team have decided to select 3 of our young men, and I think it's 2 of our young lady that they're going to give vouchers to help them to their back to school.
Oh, wow.
So there's a plus to this. There's some stuff to gain. I don't know who the children might be, but I'm hoping, and I'm saying it, so you need to tell your son, tell your daughter to be on their best behavior, show some manners, some respect, because you never know. They might just be the one receiving a voucher. Yeah.
Okay, so you're feeling out. You're gonna be looking at a few of those kids to see a number of things.
Yeah. Keep an eye out. We'll keep an eye out.
All right. So if persons want to get in contact with you to register their kids, how can they do that?
SHRM number, my number 340-9140, 340-9140, 340-9140, Mr. Tittle. You can give us a call. Anytime during, even after we start, and you feel like, hey, my son is home, we're just seeing this, yeah, come on down. You will get the schedule, you'll know exactly where we're going to be, and just be a part of it. SHRM number, you can talk to Victor. We can say a word to Victor, sorry.
The office number is +284 494 8445, or you can give me a call, 547-9919. So I'll just put you on to him and we'll go from there.
Nice, awesome. Norm, I want to thank you so much for taking your vacation and making it useful to our young people here in the Virgin Islands,
yes,
and a few adults who might just pop by. But I would not close off this program without giving the lone female among you right now that opportunity to talk a little bit about what she's going to do. She's been talking about dance. I love dance.
Yeah.
So we pause a moment to have her on set. All right. I could not have ended this show without hearing from you. And as your brother would have said, haka is a type of dance. You want to first tell us a little bit about you, and then tell us about this type of dance.
Yeah, well, in New Zealand, I work with troubled youth. That's my day-to-day job. So when this opportunity came by, I was all for coming over and meeting the kids here and getting to know this
So
part
what
of the
is
world.
haka?
So haka is a traditional New Zealand war dance.
A war dance.
Yeah, so it's where we all get together as a group, and so the men will look fierce and strong and put out a challenge to the opposition. And so sometimes if you're scary enough, you can scare them away, and then that's enough. But it's to put all the strength out there, and then the women also do it, but they participate in a more feminine way. So not so fierce, but still a little bit of fierceness. It just brings everybody together, and we've all got this one challenge that we're laying out on the table together. So
it's something kind of like taekwondo and what do you call it? The other discipline dancing type sports. With routines in which you're doing the self-defense kind of stuff.
It's one set routine. You don't actually, you don't touch anybody.
Oh.
So you use your hands and your body to show the actions of what you're speaking of.
Oh, so give me a little demonstration of some tiny part that you can do with the upper body.
Yeah,
give
well,
us an idea.
you can, that's to show how strong you are. And then maybe like this, that's the sun. And this is to say haere mai, this means like welcome. So and then this will show the water. So everything is, and this is the mountain, so everything with your hands demonstrates the words that you're using.
Okay, and so it goes along with music. With
a haka, you just have the beat of your feet on the ground, so you stomp the ground.
Ooh.
So, and there are other ones that you can use music, but those aren't quite so fierce.
So you're creating a rhythm with your feet, and then you're doing the demonstration with your hands and other parts of it.
But it's also a story.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
you're telling us. You gotta come by to see how that one goes. All right. But I want to really thank you for coming and introduce this to our young people. I know some others who might be a little older than past youth kind of thing, and they hear of this and they want to have a feel of it. I want to thank you, Norm, for bringing your sister along with you and ensure that you get some vacation time. And the SHRM, thanks for sponsoring with Mela. That's an awesome organization doing wonders for our young men and women, and to see other bodies collaborating with them says a whole lot.
Yeah, that was an important thing for us we know that you're doing some great work here, and we want to try and come and show our support for that too.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We look forward to seeing some bit of it. We'll drop by at some time to see what you're doing, and do enjoy your stay in the Virgin Islands, and I hope you get more members for your rugby team. I want to thank Mail for what they're doing in this territory for boys and girls of all ages, and even some young adults. You're doing an awesome job. Here at JTV, we want to say thank you for the pleasure of your time. I'm Kathy Richards with this edition of The Big Story.
We know that where you choose to bank matters, and it is your vote on what your funds do in strengthening our community. As your official Bank of Paradise, we invest and support the lifeblood of our economy by helping in the realization of personal goals for homeownership, education, and entrepreneurial visions, which support small businesses. We make it our place to connect with persons and worthy causes, and we have been doing so for more than 30 years. Where your money goes and what your dollars empower are your choice. And we thank you for choosing us, a bank that gives where it matters the most, for you, for our community, and a happier tomorrow. The National Bank of the Virgin Islands.
Are you searching for new home decor items that reflect the season's latest trends? Look no further than Right Way Home. From cushion sets to decorative vases, we have unique pieces to suit every style and budget. Discover your right find at the right price, only at Right Way Home and Right Way Stores.